right, Nick, where we at?
You guys actually dropped me off at my friend's house, which is right next to Orange County Airport. I'm taking my flight earlier than you guys. You as in Justin and Jeff, not y'all. Y'all ain't flying nowhere. Not yet. But then y'all can come with me. But we're stopping by my friend Rob's house. His name is Rob Ferguson. He has a pretty iconic S14 that maybe you've seen, maybe you've not seen. But this car's been built for quite a while now. There's even some model cars, 1/64 scales, that have been recreated after that car without his permission, of course. You know, capitalism. But let's go check out some cool shit. Let's go. First and foremost, we're gonna try to put his Instagram somewhere. I don't know. He's probably not gonna uncover these.
A few moments later.
Got a Datsun 210, I believe, under this thing. Just in as epic of a condition as that S14. Underneath the other cover is a Pandem C5 Corvette with some ITBs. Also was, all of these were at SEMA, by the way, in the Toyo builder section. Go check it out. Don't take my word for it. Oh yeah, see, love cars, love people. Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
So that's our boy Rob.
I'm tired.
Yeah, it's like a little bit past midnight.
It's okay.
It wouldn't be Midnight Auto if it wasn't past midnight.
Exactly.
We're getting into some things, but this is where it all kind of started, right?
Yeah.
Right?
This was because I had this S14. I had it for a while, and then I was working in a parts shop, and we were distributing like all kinds of parts, and like weekly the guys from Tomei would come by, and my car before it was like this bright color. It was just a black Zenki with like MB battles, and it was really low, and it had a Reinhardt exhaust and a stock KA, and they were like, hey, you should put our parts in your car. And I don't really have a lot of affection for SR20s. I told them I couldn't put that on any of the parts of my car because they don't make anything for my car that I'd want. And the big reason is just because California, like at the time, especially now, the cops can look at an engine and go like, oh, this isn't the factory engine. And I wanted something a little more discreet, which this is not discreet anymore because I just went off the deep end. But I convinced them to make a turbo manifold for the KA engine, and I supplied them with like extra KAs, a manual transmission, and things like that. And Tomei USA had a Zenki S14 like shop car that was automatic that they drive around, and they shipped it to Japan and then went through the R&D process to make what is essentially just like a SR bottom mount cast tubular manifold with KA flanges, so all of their other SR turbo stuff can work on a KA. And after years of waiting, and that happened right around the same time, Mura came out with the Boss kit for the S14, and I really like older cars, and I thought it was something new and kind of fresh, considering at the time everybody was doing the same 3 or 4 kits for a Zenki S14, and if I wasn't going to go Zenki, it wouldn't be Koki. So I thought it'd be good to do that, and it would be a good opportunity for me to kind of like get attention for the new KA parts with Tomei, and that's why this car is kind of like as it is.
It was made after originally after a Datsun 510, right? Like the
No,
front
it's
end.
made after a Datsun 1200.
A 1200. Yeah. Your first initial interaction though with Mura was because didn't you make a drawing of the car?
No, yeah. So before, like at the time, my brother was doing like sales at Grady, and I was delivering stuff from our place and picking stuff up from Grady. My brother was at SEMA the year in 2014, and he was like, hey, there's like this stupid shit coming out that you might like, because I know you like going to JCCS, but like it just looks like a 510 or some shit, like front end on an S14. And at the time I was like, that sounds stupid. Like, it sounds like those pictures when you see those like hillbilly guys that'll take like a 40s F100 cab and put it on like a 2004 F-150 and somehow put LTD bumpers on it. And I was like, no, this is going to be stupid. And then he released a rendering. And when the rendering came out, I like immediately was like, oh, well, that's why it sounded stupid to me. Because my brother thought it was a 510.
Oh.
But when I saw the car had like single headlights and I saw the grill looks like the Y120 Sunny, I was like, oh shit, this is like a Sunny front end.
Yeah.
And that just kind of happened to like line up because Tomei's like most famous race car that they ever campaigned is their B110 Sunny. And you've probably seen it like a lighter color yellow with a red blue arrow over the hood of the car.
Sick.
And I was like, this makes perfect sense. So then what I did is like I draw cars a little bit, and I used to draw boxes for this company that I shipped stuff out of. And I was like, if I can arrange with the guys at Tomei for me to meet with K-Mura, and I can pitch them the idea of like, hey, what if I was to like build my car for SEMA? Would you be able to be a partner? We could work something out. And people tend to like not be able to see what you can see in your mind, so you have to show them like a rendering or a picture or something. So I drew what I wanted to do, and what I wanted to do was I wanted to make this S14 with the Boss kit, which is based off the B110 Sunny. I wanted to make it look like Tomei's race car.
That's sick.
So I did that, and I drew it, and then
so cool.
The guys at Tomei arranged for like a after dinner meeting after like Long Beach FD in 2015.
Wow.
And then I go in there, and there's like the dude that owns Team Orange is there. This guy that looks like a cyborg dude.
That's awesome.
No, he did. He's like, he's the guy that was in charge of like international stuff with Volk for the wheels. He has like gray ass hair. He had a really sick ass like old gray Cedric.
That's
they had the
sick.
T37Vs. He's the guy that made that wheel. A lot of other people were there, and then when I got there, they just finished eating, and then I felt really like I'm interrupting somebody's dinner. And then I was like, hey, I got this idea. I'm working with Tomei. We're going to come up with parts for the S chassis that's new. And like, your kids get a lot of attention and they're good quality. I'd like to, use your kit. And he's like, what are you thinking? And I'm like, I can actually show you. So my brother was with me. He goes to the car and brings back this picture. And then he shows him the picture. He's like, hey, check this out. And when he turns the picture on, like the whole table is kind of like, whoa, what the f***,
That's
like holy
sick.
crap, And when that happened, I was kind of freaked out. And then he has a translator there, and the dude's like, hey, don't worry, it's gonna be cool. And then Mira's like, why do you have my picture? And I'm like, well, clearly there's a communication breakdown. And I'm like, no, this is mine. He's like, no, this is mine. And at the time, he would always make his renderings just a red car.
Yeah.
So it'd be a red car in front of like what looked like a Gothic library or some shit, like
I
columns
remember
and bricks, and there's like CGI. So I just used those two angles that were provided, which was like a 3/4 and a side, and I drew what I wanted to do. And he's like, no, this isn't my picture. I'm like, no, I fucking drew this like. The last 2 days I've been working on this after work. I've been working on this. Then the translator tells him, and he's like, oh, watch. And then he pulls out his cell phone, and he's like, shows me a picture. It's a rendering of the picture I drew. And he's like, this is the first design I did for the Boss kit. What I wanted the car to look like is what you drew.
Wow.
And me and you have never talked before.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And he was just like, how do you have my picture?
That's so sick.
And then, but he was just explaining and showing. That's why the whole table kind of like was like shocked.
Yeah.
Because he was just showing them like, oh, I'm doing this for SEMA. This was a new kit we're coming out with. And he showed them the picture that he drew, which was like a yellow S14.
Yeah.
With the Boss kit and the Tomei shit.
Wow.
All the numbers and stuff.
Dude, that's epic.
Yeah,
That's epic.
Yeah, it was pretty. I don't know. It was pretty. Like, I don't know. It was like I don't think I was prepared for it. I'm really happy it happened, but it's just like me and him. Some of the things that we've worked on since then have kind of like language doesn't matter. Like where you're from doesn't matter. If you like have a similar interest and you see cars the same way, you can kind of like communicate regardless of like those barriers, you know.
I've definitely done that.
Yeah, so it works out, and like I'm like a regular guy,
Of course.
you know. So it's like it's kind of hard to like do all the things I'm doing, and sometimes I start something else before I finish something else. But like
That's my boy and I right there.
we got 4.
True.
Like, so I mean, you might not be finished with what's on burner number 1, but there's still some other burners, and you can still cook. You know?
Some are overdone, shit's spilling over. You know, you burn some shit, you can't eat it.
Stove got 9 burners on it.
I don't know. You could be a professional like cooking shop and have like a line of stoves, like
Kitchen, yeah, commercial kitchen.
commercial kitchen.
Yeah, business. I'm the only one cooking in this kitchen.
Yeah.
Keep cooking, dog.
I'm getting really close. Like this is almost done.
Because it's been down for how long now?
Oh
I
man,
know,
it's
I know.
embarrassing to say, but if this car is not running by like end of July, it'll be 10 years not driving.
Wow.
And I don't think people that like watch your channel or most people that like what we like can understand what it's like to have a car down for 10 years. And a car that's like almost like it's been at 90% in various forms over that course of time.
But you know what it's going to be? It's like a second coming.
Yeah.
Like it debuted in 2015,
Well,
and then now it's going to be running again. It's going to be everywhere.
Yeah, and it's I'm not worried about that kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%.
And the good thing is I don't think it's something that's like sure, like maybe huge gussets aren't mega popular anymore, but like I didn't do the welding in this, you know, and I try to like do some of the things that I can't do. If they're done on my car, I try to give like the guys that are doing it some leeway to like express themselves. Kind of like if I went to get a tattoo, I'm not going to be like looking at the guy, micromanaging his craft and being like, no, this is this color, you different shade of this, you know. The guy that put this cage work in was this guy Danny at GS Works. I don't even know if he's in business anymore. He did a lot of guys' cars that were doing like top drift.
But what's
stuff.
cool, it's like history and relationships, right?
I just think that the concept of some of the direction I did give them, and did give the people that did the work on some things, like it all played out really well.
Sick.
And it's a continual learning curve. Like this, the Sunny, the Corvette, you know, the other things I'm working on. Like you learn how to do something better with each one you do.
Yep.
Yeah, like I didn't have to change all my lines to AN lines.
Yeah, you did.
But like, it's down, it's not running. What is it?
It's a prerequisite to having a cool car that'll inspire somebody. You have to do cool shit.
What's the point of like having my dash out if I'm not going to pull out my heater core and then convert it with like AN fitting lines, so then I don't have any more rubber hoses.
Yep.
And then the engine bay looks really nice. But at the same time, I end up listening to like all these like automotive podcasts, and all anybody says is, "Who gives a f what your car looks like? Drive it, seat time, enjoy." And here I am going like, I got this for 10 years, and I'm not really enjoying it. It just sits there. It's nice to look at, but I'm not gonna like get rid of it because of it.
Yeah,
But there's a huge itch, you know. There's a huge itch.
There's two ways to skin a cat. I mean, this is more
There's
than
probably
just,
more than two ways.
right?
Two,
But there's like this isn't just like a car that you go drive. Yeah, you're supposed to enjoy it, but this is like self-expression. That's like
this
build,
is
right?
This is not a regular car.
No,
like,
it's not.
And when this car is running, I will take it and do like Nissan Challenge, like grip days, and I will do like a balcony kind of drift event. I'm not gonna necessarily bang doors with dudes.
No, 100%.
Try going off track at Horse Thief if it's possible to drive there, because they recently sold that shit.
Yeah.
But it's still like I can't wait to drive it.
100%. That's the same. It's the same shit with Jeff and I. Like the type of stuff that he puts together, that I put together. Like, yeah, you're not gonna go bang doors, but you still want to go use it.
I don't know. I think Jeff would have banged doors in his GT86.
He wouldn't bang anything. I mean,
I ain't banging nothing with no dudes. I'll tell you that.
What did you say?
no, but it's like it's a it's it's an artistic expression, right? So it's not just like your random car, and like, not to say anything about some people that just build regular cars, and it's cool. Yeah, you can go thrash and trash, but this is more than that. This is art, like, and it is art.
Yeah, it's flattering when people say those things, but I've had a lot of good experiences with this car, like not running. So I can only imagine how many experiences I'm gonna have with it when I'm running. Yeah. Like, I've been at places to where, like, people I don't know are talking about cars, and then they pull out their phone. They don't know, because up until like 2 years ago, I wouldn't post my face on social media. It was just car stuff. It'd just be car pictures, die-cast stuff, cars I see while I'm out driving. But nobody, unless you knew, you didn't know. So, like, I'd be at like Formula D Orlando, and then there's like some like rich famous guy. He could have anything he wants, and he's like, "Yeah, I can't wait to get back to Spain because I have this Jay-Z build I'm doing, and I'm gonna put like a RB kit. How do you say it in English?" And then it's like, "Oh, you mean BN Sports?" No, the other one. I'm like Rocket Bunny? Yeah. And I go, "Oh, you're gonna put a Rocket Bunny kit on your S14?" And he's like, "Yeah, but like the old looking one." And I'm like, "Oh, I think I know what you're talking about." And he goes, "Let me show you." He pulls out his phone and starts showing me his car. I'm just like, what does your car look like? What are you gonna do? What do you want to do? And this guy has every picture I ever posted on social media.
Wow.
Screenshot it on his phone. Sick. And just some dude who plays like professional soccer in Italy or Spain or somewhere. I don't know the details right now. But like, the guy was so nice, and he has this entourage with him, and it's like, that doesn't really matter. But it's crazy that what I've done with my own things that I've done just kind of for myself, and to like work with people and businesses that I like, has like found its way of meeting random people, and like they've been inspired, or they like what I do and they want to do something different, but they saw the potential that I saw in the thing I did, and then that made them want to do it.
That's badass, dude. That's so cool.
Or like your first time going to Japan, the first car you see is this S14, and it's parked pulling into some restaurant. So you do the polite thing and you ask to take a picture, and then the person that's driving is like, "Oh, are you here for auto salon?" "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. What kind of car do you have?" "Oh, I have a 240 "Oh, yeah? What does it look like?" "This." "Oh, I follow you on social media." And you're like, I'm this big. I've been on top of like the Empire State Building. I'm just like a regular dude. And then it's crazy how like the interest of cars and the internet can like transcend 100%. Distance and language and barrier and those things. And you don't know who you're reaching, who's gonna come across. Like,
what's crazy is like, how like we grew up watching all these drift guys, right? Like my own car got inspired by Gucci. But then like you go to a shop and it's like literally you're sitting there and talking to them like this. Obviously I don't speak Japanese through someone, but they're saying the exact same thing. I'm like, I don't even know what you're doing here.
Yeah,
I don't even know why you like me. I don't even know why you guys do all this stuff and keep coming around. But I guess something. You like something about me.
I mean,
it's the same thing,
Yeah.
It's like you stick to your passion, you stick to the things that you love, you work with the brands that you like, you put together something that hits the heartstrings, and then it ends up inspiring people, and which is freaking amazing.
And on the same token, you can come across guys that are like, "I hate your car." Like, "I can't believe you painted your car that color," or "Why'd you do that?" Or you have like a Zenki front, all glass headlight.
To each his own, man. To each is their own. Enjoy your whatever your flavor is, man.
Yeah, do your own thing.
Yep.
And if your own thing is like some OEM plus minus kind of thing, and you're just driving around, then that's cool too. Whatever you want to do.
Some dudes, cool. They eat steak raw. Some eat it well done, which is
nobody eats steak well done.
Ridiculous.
Nobody's eating steak well done, dude.
Somebody out there is getting stuff well done.
Some people don't know how to cook.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Those are the people that are saying, "What are you doing?" Those are the well done dudes.
Yeah. And then their opinion, I don't really. Who cares? Yeah.
It's like you don't know what flavor is.
But it's nice when like Gordon Ramsay or some nice professional chef is like, "Hey, that's a nice steak." And you're like, "Oh yeah."
You're like, "Yep, that's my steak.
Yeah,
I cook good." Yep, exactly. But no, this thing's badass.
I'm still at this point where I'm crossing my fingers that the hub adapter thing I made for like the concentric slave cylinder for the CDO9 works. And like right now, everything rotates, which is good. But I had to like make that adapter, which I saw one of your guys' things where Jeff was talking about like, oh, I got this tilting thing and I'm using this transmission. And once you start doing these things, it's not as simple as just like going to like the parts store and be like, oh, let me get that thing that bolts on.
See how important that video was, though?
Well, yeah,
You know what I'm
but recently I saw that. I already went through the same trouble. And I was
100%,
laughing. I was like, oh yeah, these people don't know.
Yep. And a lot of people don't, you know?
Yeah. But it's all learning, you know.
100%.
But patience, man. Cars will teach you the patience.
And that's where he comes in. And he got all this knowledge in his head. You know what I mean? Half the stuff I still don't know how to wire a 4-pin relay. I've been explained that by him like
don't even talk to
1,000 times. I still don't
about wiring.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that kind of thing to where, as much as I'd want to know how to do it, I'd be so terrified that I'd burn down my car.
You burn down the car.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd want somebody that's like, I've done this for like a bunch of people, or I work at, you know, SpaceX, so I can handle wiring shit.
But then Jeff just like goes in balls deep, and just I can do. Whoa, there's a raccoon in your house.
Yeah, they get really.
There's a raccoon in your fucking
You're
house.
kidding.
Yeah, raccoons come to my house sometimes.
Shut up.
Yeah,
You just walk to the right.
there's a food right here. Watch. There he goes. There he goes.
You're fucking kidding. I did not just catch that shit on camera. He just walked past the cat.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I have my food here, and I think I have a possum that lives in my garage. I've chased him out of my house, and he like just ran behind my piano. But I try to leave like a crack with the lock so my cats can come out of my house. I don't like keeping them locked up.
That was crazy.
But yeah,
I love it.
I've been in my garage working on a car, and I'll be like right here doing something, and then I see something like right where you're standing, and it's straight up like a raccoon, just like, hey, sorry, my bad. And then they squeeze out under the door, and it's like, you know, it's barely even cracked.
Man,
yeah,
this is badass.
yes, getting there, man. I got one more thing to do on the engine side for some wiring. And then the last bit of plumbing is just a heater core stuff for the
Sick.
defrost.
This is cool. Tomei made all this?
No, this is like the valve cover. Yeah, so when I was working with Tomei, I just wanted it to look like a Genesis engine.
Oh.
So they basically, before the company had their divorce, they the dudes over here shipped the valve cover over there. And then when they were painting the valve covers and prepping them, it's the same like, paint process and everything as a Genesis. Yeah,
that's sick. Wow.
And then they just put this like metallic sticker over the side after they shaved it, and then they clear coated it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think I'm gonna keep that on the car. I think it's coming off, and then I'm gonna run like a whole billet, kind of like old school style.
Sick.
Valve cover.
Hey, regardless, this thing's badass.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I saw this car before I met you.
Yeah, I think I met you 2016 FD.
Yeah.
We were just talking about it on the way here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 2016 FD.
Changing tires.
Yeah, I just was doing the tire service with Hankook, and I used to work at America's Tire before.
Yep, same with us.
Same here.
Same with us.
Like
Dude,
everybody.
Guilty.
It was
Not a raccoon, that one.
Yeah, this one's a regular cat. I looked. I was like,
that's my cat.
Hey, man.
what's his name?
Lemmy.
Let me. Okay.
Yeah. Or Dick Face.
Big face.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, I just wanted to work on cars or work with cars, and that was a good avenue. It was just, I mean, they'll hire almost anybody. You know.
Yeah, clearly.
Clearly, yeah. and then I just worked, and then, you know, being where I'm at, there's like car stuff everywhere, you know. And I met people, and then that turned into like an opportunity to open up somewhere else. And then by being there, I met people that were you know, reps at Apex and Gretty and Tomei and all these other spots, and became friends with those guys and all that other stuff. And that wouldn't have happened if I wasn't working at some super physical labor tire service kind of thing, you know.
And you know what's crazy?
But I didn't think that was going to happen when I got the job working on tires. I just knew a guy that was working at America's Tire, and he actually competed FD with NAK, like a Cause LSD and an RSR X Mag exhaust, and it was just NA. But that was like so long ago. But it was just one of those things where it was like, well, that seems cool. There's people there that like cars, and we can, you know, do car things together.
And then 10 years later, you're at 1 a.m. at the dude's house, not letting him go to bed.
Raccoons coming and going.
Yeah, I mean,
about to have a sleepover.
If you guys would have just came over, he would have been on my couch, and that raccoon probably would have just walked right past Nick, like in the dark.
This is one of those things that like
one of his cats.
you saw on the internet, and then like I saw it at one point when I came to your house, and I was like, oh shit, this is the car. But you know, like you said, it hasn't moved for a while.
Yeah,
But now it's getting ready to that.
Yeah, the last things is just this heater line stuff. All my other lines are made, and then it's a nut and bolt check, fluids.
Sick.
Plug in my wires that are all ready to go from Line Specialties.
Sick.
And I should just fire it up.
Yeah, man.
Show me some love, man.
Y'all got dogs on your channel. You got no cats. What's up with that?
He might nibble at you, but that's just him.
That's alright. I think he did last time too.
Yeah.
Well, he was little last time I saw
Yeah,
him.
he's maximum density right now.
Maximum density.
He's
firm.
He's definitely bulking.
Yeah, bulking.
You ever watch It's Always Sunny, and then that dude Mac gets all super huge, and the next season he's lean.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna be lean. I think he's, but he just kills everything. He doesn't hunt things as big as him, but he just trips out when he. I've had a skunk in my house too.
What?
Yeah, it's weird. I'll be in my room, and then I hear something eating kind of loud, and I look, and I see a giant fan. It's just white and black, and then they're scared of us, and I just turn a light on, and they freak out, and they run out the crack of the door.
I think I remember a couple of years ago when I was here, I remember I saw a couple of skunks out here.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of skunks in my neighborhood. And people just look at me and think I'm stoned all the time, like it's not me. We got animals around. So yeah, there's this, and then the front end's off, so you can't really do like a side-by-side comparison to the Sunny. But once this is finalized, which is like a main target of mine, and it's really close now, then everything will be moving around.
That one, that's the Sunny, right? The one.
Yeah, I can uncover that easy real quick if you want.
Oh, see, okay, yeah, you don't have to go to his Instagram anymore, and you don't have to look at it, but you can give him a follow. 1 a.m. later. Bro, this is like, I don't know how many segments. From just this one day, probably, bro, yeah.
12:59.
Recorded so much stuff. I know everybody tired.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad.
But this is pretty cool.
We're talking 3 vlogs in one day.
See, we were talking about Blue Moon earlier for Ken. Be sponsored by Blue Moon, the beer, but there is a different Blue Moon. Boom, Performance Incorporated. They build some.
Yeah, those look like coconuts, huh?
Yeah.
They build some badass engines.
Everything was like
Actually, they do a lot more than Hey, Blue Moon does a lot more than just engine stuff, right?
It's mainly engine stuff, but transmission stuff. He does differential stuff. He built a lot of Kingushi's engines throughout the years.
Really? Sick.
Yeah, like all the way back when he was doing like the first Scion days with 4-cylinder and the TC.
Sick.
Even the boxer stuff they're doing when he switched over for the first couple of years. He was doing that, and then all the 2J stuff.
Sick.
The first RB that Sun King had. NA RB. Wow. But I don't think anybody should build an NA RB. That's like the dumbest thing you can do. It's a good way to spend like a lot of money and make almost no power, and then immediately after realize you want to make some kind of power. So then you either build like a proper L series, or you turbocharge the RB.
Yep.
He's built a bunch of stuff for guys that would do who compete in D1. Basically, if you have a Corolla, he's like your friend.
JDM.
Yeah, I mean that's what the whole vibe is. I mean this car's color that I have on this is actually the color that is on this, and I had this car at the same time, but it was all like this car was in worse condition than this like shell of a Corolla is in right now.
Wow.
And I took off a piece of like trim, and the original color was underneath it. So then I used that as a paint sample to paint this car when I saw the kit on it.
Wow.
And the goal was to like have both cars painted the same color. So it's kind of like if you like collect die cast or something like that, Hot Wheels would do like a then and now series. So they'll have like an older car and then a newer car. So you'll see like a Bullet Mustang and then they'll have like then and now. So it'll be like a new Mustang, it's the same color and stuff as a Bullet, and side by side you can see
That's badass.
the design. That's the whole. That was the whole idea between like when I was building this one, I knew I was going to do this with this one.
Yeah. I like this car. I like this old stuff, man. I never have the heart to build anything.
I don't know, man. Up there, everything rusts because you guys got a lot of rain.
It's so cool looking. It's so small. It's like smaller than an 8.6. And
Yeah,
you guys ever seen an 8.6? Like this thing's tiny, but this thing's.
When it had bumpers on it, I could grab the rear end and stick it up and like move it over like 3 or 4 feet.
Dude, this thing is so pretty.
Yeah.
I like this stuff. It touches the soul.
Yeah, man.
You
I
know?
mean, and if you really like cars, I think when you see the older stuff, you see there's like more put into it than
Then a lot of the newer
stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
There's a lot of thought into this stuff. But a lot of the older Japanese stuff was all inspiration from America, the U.S.
A lot of it you see like American stuff and Italian stuff.
Yep.
And then those kind of things, but they made it their own to where it wasn't a complete like rip.
Yeah.
You'll take apart a whole car and you'll do all this stuff, and then when you get to the end of it, it'll be like, well, what do you got to do? And it's like, well, wiring.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, well, of course, like
Yeah.
the last 5%, 10% of what you got to do is gonna be wiring.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's just like it's not going anywhere. So
yeah.
I'll just finish what's on burner 1,
Yep.
then move to burner 2.
Right there. Important. Look at this guy.
I know, just lounging.
Yeah, man. He isn't. One time I came outside, there was like a coyote, and he was just like laying in the gutter, and the coyotes just posted up, like right over top of him. And I had chased the coyote away, and I thought my cat was dead, and he was just sleeping. I don't care.
Gangster cat.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
He really doesn't care one bit.
He doesn't care at all.
If it's not too much of an ass.
I'll.
Just a quick look?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is. I have this apart because I'm fixing the engine. And I have ITBs that come out of the hood right there. So those are in my garage, and I'm getting ready to take this to the shop and use a lift so I don't have to like get under this massive car and mess with a bunch of wiring. Yeah, it's always wiring, dude. It's like the KISS rule is very important. I think if anything else I work with, it's either going to be have a bunch of money to have somebody else do it with the wiring things, and I don't have to think about anything.
Yep.
Or I'm going to just keep it very basic and go, well, I don't want to mess with anything that requires me to do that stuff.
Yeah. Sick, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Very.
This middle of the night segment. Enjoy the few beauties built by this gentleman himself, and comment, like, subscribe. Hey, be safe. How my boy says, keep it
Moving sideways, man. This one ain't. Listen, cut the clip, man. Your boy going to bed.